So in this video, we are going to really talk about how we can define and understand peace. So there are several ways that we can think about peace and we can experience peace in our life. And it is very important for us to define it and to understand it so that we know what is the experience of peace, right? How would you gauge when you are peaceful or when the world is peaceful? So it is really important to be very clear on how does, the state of peace feels for you, and how would you um, spread it out into the world, and what does that mean? Like when you are emanating your peace into the world, what does that state of peace mean, and how would it look, right? So saying that peace can be defined in many ways, we really need to start from our own inner self. So our own inner self is where the peace begins, right? Peace has to be inside of you, first of all, for then you to send it out to anyone else or change the world with it, one person at a time, or one action at a time, or one circumstance at a time. So the inner state of peace basically is your own sense of being able to manage your positive and challenging emotions, right? So your positive emotions are all the emotions that you feel, like happiness, joy, confidence, fearlessness, and the list goes on, right? There are many other positive emotions that we can feel on in our inner self, right? But there are other emotions that are challenging as well. So we have emotions which are challenging emotions as well, and those emotions have to be processed, right? So we can very easily hold positive emotions when we are feeling happy, when we're feeling calm, when we're feeling relaxed. We can go on and carry on that relaxation, that calmness within ourselves. But what about the times when we are feeling those negative feelings or emotions that need to be processed, right? So we just need to learn the strategies that are there for us to then understand how we are feeling, to be able to tune into our emotions and process those emotions that are challenging, so that we can extract something positive out of those challenging emotions as well. For instance, when you're feeling down or upset or angry, there's something that you can learn from that state. Always remember that a state of challenging emotions only comes because it is there to teach you something, and it is like an opportunity. So every problem comes with equal and opposite opportunity. So there is an opportunity in that challenging state, and that opportunity for you is to learn about yourself as well, that why you're feeling that way and what is it that can help you let go or process that emotion, right? There might be a value that you need to adopt. For instance, if you are feeling very worried, then it might be because you have a limiting belief, and that limiting belief might be that that maybe things are hard to work out, or not working out for you. So if you change that belief into, faith, and say that things are going to work out for me and things are working out for me, then your worry will go away, right? So there are different ways you can use your challenging emotions to then align back to your inner state of being, that place which is your connectedness to your own inner self and your higher self, right? And that state of oneness is the state of peace. We can also say that two opposite forces balancing out each other or canceling out each other, there is a point between them, which is the state of peace, right? If there are two opposing forces acting on an object, and we balance those forces out by just you know, as they act on each other with equal and opposite force, they balance each other out, and then there is a state of calmness and peace because everything is neutralized. So this is sort of like physics, but in terms of your mindset and psychology, the same rule applies. So if you have, for instance, it could be a circumstance that is challenging and exerting a force on you. It could be a person that is a bit difficult and challenging and exerting a negative force on you. Maybe they are not being their best with you. In those times, if you bring out your light, and if you bring out your love, and if you bring out your higher self, and you balance them out with your state of consciousness, of your state of light, your state of patience and understanding, and forgiveness, for instance, and love and compassion and understanding for the person that we are all trying to do our best over here. And um people hurt people, so people are seeking only to be seen, to be heard, to be felt. Everyone wants to know that they matter, right? That they're important. And as we make them feel that way by forgiving them, or by still loving them, or by even by letting go of what happened, it would just balance things out in your own self. So you, first of all, are doing it for your own self, because your workshop or the state of existence, that the existence of the world in itself, your experience of the world can only transform from within you. So how you experience the world, you can change it only by balancing out your inner self. So if your inner self is balanced out and you're working on your emotions in a positive way, and you're transforming and processing that which is challenging, and you are cultivating more and more positive emotions within yourself, and keeping it all in a balanced state is also important. Excess of anything can lead to imbalance. So even when you are progressing and you have positive emotions, it is not always necessary to be in a highly joyous or positive state, right? You can experience joy and happiness, but it's more important to be in a balanced state, where you are experiencing these diverse and variety of emotions, and including, handling and dealing with those emotions that are challenging and overcoming it all to then create a better world within yourself. Once you create a better world within yourself, people will learn from your example, and you will create that flow, and you will create that experience outside of yourself as well, right? So there's also another very important thing over here to say is that when you do this, you're actually overcoming negative with good. You're overcoming darkness with light. You're overcoming evil with goodness, love, because you have to start it from within. So whatever negativity you're feeling from within yourself, you start to lovingly transform that into positivity. You hold space for the upset or the negativity that's within you. You don't push it away. You don't say that it's bad. You don't say judge it. There's no judgment. You hold space for it. If you are feeling a force within you that is upset, or you're feeling a force within you that's not truly happy, you hold space for it, and you practice to process the emotion, and lead that inner force towards positivity, towards light, and as you start to do that, you will transform or balance that inner state of being, and then you will be the person who is very stable as you walk through life. And then people can look up to you or rely on you, and then you can help them transform their inner self, right? Or only by people interacting with you, they will understand that, you are stable and that you have that self within you where others can truly depend on you. And in that way, they can sort of like find their own center. They can find their own peace and their own center through you, and by working with you, or just by conversating with you or being around you. So it's really important for us to have that self-awareness and be one with ourselves to create peace, because peace is a state of being. First of all, more than anything else, it is a state of being. It is a presence within you. It is oneness, actually. And it is actually not judging and pushing away anything, but working with things in a way that you create that sense of oneness, that everything flows, right? And it only happens when you're coming from a place of love, when you love, when you want to be loved, right? And you're coming from that place, and no matter what happens, you keep your stance of love alive, and you're trying to bring everything together and gelling everything together through love. And when you do that, that's when the peace gets cultivated, and you get more and more, you get to build more and more of that state of peace within yourself, and you start to live in that state. And as you start to live in that state, then it's just a matter of managing that state and keeping that state alive, so that you can continue to let your light shine, so that you can continue to love, so that you can continue to be a positive example for others, and support for others, and a positive light for others that create a difference in the inner world, in the spiritual world, and in the external world. In both worlds, you begin to cultivate positivity for everyone. There's peace, love, and harmony for everyone. And that's what we want. That's how we want to resolve our inner self, and that's how we want to resolve the things that are happening in the world at the moment. So if each one of us starts to think like this, that we want to create peace, love, and harmony, and we do little acts of kindness for each other, and we start to take care of ourselves, and we start to bring ourselves to the point of oneness, which is a point of love, right? And come from that space of love and operate through love, gel everything together with love, and then we will be able to flow through life, and we will be able to um experience um more things, and accept more things, as because we will be accepting of more things, we will be able to experience more things in life, and we will be able to move on in life with much more courage and much more resilience than if we are um, just mental or non-accepting of things. So the best way is to accept and love, and to flow and move on in life, while cultivating peace within yourself. So in the next video, we are going to talk about some of the things that you can do to actually bring that state into existence.